Going over to question 9 now. Always read the prompt first. Which finding from the research would support the claim? And what is the claim? So, black beans are a nutritionally dense food, but they're difficult to digest, in part because of their high levels of soluble fiber and compounds like raffinose. So, these are the two things that make it hard to digest. They also contain anti-nutrients like tannins and trypsin inhibitors, which interfere with the body's ability to extract nutrients from foods. So they also have these guys that cause people to get less nutrition out of their foods. In a research article, these people claim that inducing fermentation of black beans using lactic acid bacteria improves the digestibility of beans and makes them more nutritious. So they're inducing fermentation using a certain bacteria, and that improves digestibility and nutrition. So there are limitations to black beans because of the fiber, the raffinose, the tannins, and the trypsin inhibitors, but causing fermentation using bacteria helps out in that situation. And that's the claim. So let's look at answer choice A. When cooked, the beans contain more trypsin inhibitors and tannins, but less fiber and raffinose. Well, that wouldn't necessarily be good because these things here are being spoken of as bad things. So it wouldn't be, we're not looking for something bad to happen. We're looking for when they're fermented, good things happen. So here we have kind of more of the bad things, but less of these bad things. And so it doesn't make sense. It's kind of splitting the bad things, two of them one way and two of them the other. B, fermented beans contain less soluble fiber and raffinose than non-fermented, so less of the bad stuff. Okay, so far so good. And when cooked, the fermented beans also displayed a reduction in trypsin inhibitors and tannins. So this one is saying that the fermented beans have less of these two bad things, less soluble fiber and raffinose, and that when they get cooked, they end up having less of these two bad things. So in other words, fermented beans are better in every way. Now going to C, when the fermented beans were analyzed, they were found to contain 2 microorganisms that are theorized to increase the amount of nitrogen absorbed by the gut. This can't be the answer because we don't really know if nitrogen is good or bad, so it's just kind of random. And D, both fermented and non-fermented black beans contain fewer trypsin inhibitors and tannins after being cooked at high pressure. Well, maybe the problem with this is, well, first of all, both fermented and non-fermented. So they're kind of grouping the two in the same category, although the main idea of the passage was that the fermented ones had their own special characteristics, so they were not to be grouped together. So the answer here is B.